Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Don't Breathe 2. And this is from writer-director Rodo, Sayagues, and also written by Fede Alvarez, who directed the first film. And, you know, when I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, remembering back to watching the first movie, which I own, which I thought was a really strong horror thriller. It was a cool concept. Stephen Lang blew everybody away. I personally thought, like, there's a couple of times where it's like it went a little too much with some of like the horror movie tropes, but like there's some crazy twists in that film, and yeah, you see Stephen Lang's character in a completely different way. And then I saw the trailer for this second film where he seems to be the main character and you're supposed to be rooting for him, and you're just like, I don't think so. That's really messed up. And I don't want this. And it made me really question what the hell they were thinking in terms of making this second film with this specific plot. And after watching the film, I'll admit that you could argue that he's not necessarily the main character. Madelyn Grace's Phoenix, the little girl who is his daughter, might be. But when I saw that trailer, I'm like, but how did he get this little girl? And you find out from pretty much from the start, she escapes this burning house. She like falls on the ground. There's a small girl, and 8 years jump by, and like, you know, Stephen Lang has been raising her ever since then. And you're just like, oh, you're trying to make this guy a good guy after what I already know about this character, and they didn't do a good job. I think that's the first thing to get out of the way, is like, I never really got over what you know from the first film, and you're just like, no, there's no redemption for you, dude. And like how this film resolves, I guess could be seen as like they're not trying to like make him feel better, like make us feel better about it, but you kind of are. So that was a big strike for this film, is I never really felt connected to Stephen Lang's character, even though it's a really great committed performance and he's crazy and intense. It's just, why am I rooting for you? And I have to admit, like, Madelyn Grace, she's great. She does a fantastic job as this little girl, and she can hold her own. She does some stuff in this movie just like, dang, this little girl. And I'll also admit, there's some crazy twists in this film as well, like similar to the first film, so it's like, it keeps you on your toes, but this is messed up. Like, Fede Alvarez and, I guess, Sayagues know how to, like, really make some twisted turns in movies. I've never watched the Evil Dead remake. I'll will myself up to it. Just based off the trailers, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. But you get this sense, like, there's a dark disturbingness about this. They give away most of the action set pieces in the trailer, which kind of sucks. But they're really well shot. I was afraid because Fede Alvarez didn't direct this one, but Sayagues does a fine job of picking up that tone, the look, the direction. There's some little things that are really well done that, even though it's tropey as hell and obnoxious, and I wish that they didn't make some of these choices, the direction and how they set up potential things with nice little lingering shots, like little tiny things like that, were inspired. It's just the script for this, I was all kinds of nope about it. I do feel like this one might a little bit, but it still feels less like, oh, we're going to keep going. Oh, we're going to keep going. It gets to a certain point where it's just like, okay, it feels like it's naturally progressing here. And even the third act briskly moves by. And it works, even though there's still some obnoxious cliches that are thrown in there that you're just like, oh, of course. Roll your eye moments. But it's intense. There's definitely moments where some of the logic go out the window, including some of the characters out the window, which make absolutely no sense. And just like, you can suspend your disbelief to a certain point, but there's a couple of moments where I'm like, no. But there's some really inspired situations in terms of action and thrills in this film. That's where this film really works. When you try to go deeper into these characters and the plot and the narrative and the themes of the film, really, I didn't make a whole lot of sense. There are a few couple of things that felt like some more heartwarming and actual genuine moments and some conscience in this film. Because at times, besides the little girl, there's not a whole lot of rooting for anybody in this film. And that makes it hard at times to feel really connected to this film, even though the film really tries to make you feel for Stephen Lang's character, and you're just like, no, man, no, I know what you did. And you're sitting and watching this film I sat and watched this film thinking, this was really, who thought of this and thought this was a good idea. So if you could honestly get past the first film, which is a big undertaking, honestly, you honestly would probably be better off not watching the first film, and you'd probably enjoy this movie more. Because they don't explicitly really talk about exactly what he does as much, but like they allude to it, and he admits he's done some bad things towards the end of the film, but you know, if you've seen the first film, you know. So in the end, I feel like it delivered thrills and stuff like that, but the story, the narrative, the themes, what this film was trying to go for really turned me off. And in the end, if you just want some crazy thrills, this has it. So go in, just enjoy that. If you really want to feel connected to anybody, this one's going to challenge you in a bad way, because it's going to be like, but please. And you're just like, no, stop trying to make me feel bad for this person. So those are my thoughts on Don't Breathe 2. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.